thanks again for the meal.
Good night. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I just got my signals crossed, that's all. Good night, Anna.
What are you doing here, Superintendent? What's going on?
Superintendent? Harry Bessinger, why didn't
You mean he's a bloody cop?
Ex-cop, one of the top brass. Officer, I know how this must look to you, but we're telling the truth.
Yes.
He came in here threatening to kill Lexi.
Oh, we got the knife and the fingerprints.
Yeah, yours are on it too. And he's saying we wrapped his hand around the knife while he was unconscious.
That lying bastard.
I hate to say it, kiddo, but we're up the creek without a paddle.
All those in favour of stringing him up, raise your right arm. Those against? Grab him! Ring for going!
Hey, should we let us say goodbye to him, mate?
Yeah, why not? How do you reckon? Pretty sight, eh?
Oh, it's too horrible, I can't.
Come on, lads, say ta-da to your mate!
She's the one that got you swinging.
Go for it, girls! Maybe we should give her a last request.
No way, she'll ask for a fag. We'll be here all day.
Yeah, anyway, thanks about for your health.
Watch it, Lou, you'll hurt yourself.
Now, I've known some mongrels in my time, but you take the cake. Never thought I'd see you turn to jelly, though.
Oh, come on, cut the crap. I want to see her swinging.
See what you do to people, Kelly? Who'd have thought Lexi would have said a thing like that? It's funny, she looks just the same as Eve Wilder did.
Let's finish it. It's a screw's going to happen.
Luke? It's been nice, Mum.
They don't make sheets like they used to.
Oh, God, did you see the look on her face?
She didn't appreciate the joke, did she?
She did have much of a sense of humour.
Hey, leave the gag. I don't want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I'm a bit too young, too. You behave, bitch. The next time it'll be real.
Jenkins, what on earth do you think you're doing?
Nothing, Miss Ferguson.
I can see that, but why are you crying?
I wasn't. Just thinking, that's all.
All right, we'll try another one. Why is your hair wet?
Is it?
Jenkins, a straight answer. What happened?
I don't know. Honest.
Oh, rubbish. Now, someone's done something to you, and unless you want to be put on a charge for insubordination, I suggest you tell me who and what.
I flaked.
You what?
I flaked out, honest.
You fainted.
Yeah.
It was Connors, wasn't it? Connors getting back at you for what happened during the siege.
No. Honest. I'm feeling funny and a couple of women chucked some water on me, that's all.
I don't buy that, Jenkins. Now, you tell me what happened and I can protect you.
Why won't you believe me? When someone on the telly faints and they chuck water on them, well, that's what they did to me.
You're sick, eh? Do you want to go to Sister?
I'm not sick.
But you fainted, remember?
Yeah, but I'm okay now. Geez, you're getting me all confused.
Really? And these women of yours, who are they? Perhaps we should thank them.
I don't know.
I'll get to your cell and dry off. And Jenkins, about these women, if I find out you've been lying...
Oh, Mr. Ryan, I'm sorry about...
Get moving!
What happened? Is she okay?
Look, I'll worry about her, Ryan. You just get the block toilet fixed.
You never let up, do you?
Oh, jeez, it was amazing. You should have seen her face, Jules.
That sounds horrible. A couple of the others reckoned Lurch actually fainted.
Yeah, so what? We could have killed him.
I watched them drag Alice to the showers. I thought she was dead. You know what that makes you?
What?
Makes you as bad as Lou Kelly.
Oi! We did ours for a reason. Okay, so we had a few laughs on the way, but Kelly went too far with Eve Wilder, and you know it.
Yes, but...
But nothing.
Oh, be fair, I know what Nancy means.
Don't tell me you agree with her.
No.
Jules, we did the right thing. Believe me, they'll never do anything like that again.
Yeah, I suppose we did.
You want proof? Watch this. Hey, Lurch! Get here! Now, you tell the girls about what we talked about. About you being a good girl.
I'm not going to have nothing to do with Lou Kelly no more.
And?
And I'm in Coventry. And I'm sorry. Freak's coming.
You didn't invite her in, Connors. Wonder why that could be.
Oh, she's been a naughty girl, Miss Ferguson.
Jenkins tells me she fainted. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Fainted? I hope there was no one under her.
She got very wet, too.
Always has been, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, I have known Jenkins for many years, and never once have I ever heard of her fainting.
Yeah? Well, maybe there's a bug going around, you know. I don't feel too good myself.
And you won't, Connors, if I find out you were behind it.
How come you're looking after Lurch all of a sudden?
We punish in here, Connors. You are the punished. It's really very simple, even for you.
Get in here, quick. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
I'm not supposed to talk to you. Get in here.
I'm real sorry. So you better stick with me. Doesn't seem too sorry to me. I could have been killed. I've got to go.
You do what I tell you, not what they tell you.
No, I don't. Not anymore. Not while she's top dog.
You get out of here. I should have known you'd fall apart.
You know, I might follow Jenkins around a bit more. The things you see.
Do it. She went that way.
You make this mess?
Eh, grubby little bugger, ain't I?
Why?
Why, what?
Why did you make this mess?
Spring cleaning, all right.
Well, in that case, you're on a charge. We don't use government property for dusters.
That'd be right.
If I say so. Of course, if Connors had something...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Suit yourself. The charge is destroying government property. Clean it up.
Hang on. Hang on. That you, Razor? Near the bike. Anne. Oh, sorry, I thought you were one of the boys. Come in.
Am I disturbing you?
No, I just wasn't expecting it, that's all.
I just wanted to explain about last night.
Look, I'll get dressed. Why don't you choose a record?
Catch her at it. Governor's sanction or not, she won't know what's hit her.
I'm sure Mr. Moran knows what he's doing, and he'd never condone violence.
Oh, really? Suppose it was a water pistol he used during the siege.
He had no choice, and you know it. And in case you've forgotten, he happened to save your life.
Just keep an eye on Connors, that's all I'm saying.
You're not telling me she's not terrified. It's wrong, I tell you. It's all wrong. Well, Rita may be right about Kelly. Perhaps she'll never learn, but Alice is different. I'm sure we could help her.
Well, maybe if Kelly wasn't here, but she's just too easily led.
Well, that's just it. Why scare her half to death? Why not help her?
Alison! Sit down. Well, Kelly?
Clumsy, ain't I?
Hey, just doesn't seem to be your day. One little mess after another, eh? Now get it cleaned up. And I mean with a mop and bucket.
You do that again, I'll lose my sense of humour, got it? Moran gave me the job. You clear it all through me, understand?
Oh, come on, but I've been here for years because of what that bitch did.
You'll get your chance if she doesn't behave herself, I promise.
You sure you won't join me?
I will when you pour the tea.
Oh, then you better go ahead. I'm a pretty slow eater when it comes to breakfast.
Slow starter, too. Do you realise what time it
I
is?
know. I got a call when I got home last night. It was about 4 o'clock before I hit the sack.
Trouble.
Oh, bikey domestic. Could have been worse. The trouble was it wasn't all talking. There was a fair bit of damage done to a dozen by the time everybody had kissed and made up. Oh, don't pull mine. Just let it brew for a while.
Sounds as though last night was an all-round disaster.
I was hoping you'd let me finish eating. Not very good at apologising on an empty stomach.
You don't have to. That's why
Oh, come on, I did the wrong thing.
Please, Dan, let me finish. What you did was normal. What wasn't normal was my reaction. There is a reason, and...
Oh, come on. Trust me.
Some time ago, I had a mastectomy.
That's it? Okay. Gee, I'm a little bit angry. But let's talk this thing through. Why did you choose that record? Did you know the conductor's Julian Christoph?
Yes, I like his work.
You can't be serious. Well, the man's a haemophiliac.
What's that got to do with his music?
Precisely. And you've lost a breast. So what's that got to do with our friendship?
What bitches? What bloody hell are you doing here?
Work? Didn't you see the sign?
Oh, bugger off, will you?
Well, take it easy. I'm just trying to do a job.
Tough. Either you get lost or I start ripping me clothes off.
Calm down. Maybe there's something I can do to help. Is there something wrong?
Oh, no. I walk around like this all the time.
What happened?
What do you reckon? Pringle forgot to kill the food and it attacked me.
Well, someone did. Why?
You ask a lot of bloody questions for someone who's paid to stick their head in the dunny.
Yeah, just guess I chose the wrong place. Do you want to talk about it later?
Why don't you mind your own bloody business?
You wanted to see me?
I need your help, Mr. Moran. It's important.
Go on.
Could we talk privately?
Would you mind waiting outside, please, Mrs. Barry?
Of course. Thanks.
My help. Well, that's a bit rich, isn't it? I gave you my help once before, if you can recall.
And I appreciate it.
Didn't stop you letting me down. The press had quite a field day with that little mistake of mine.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, but... Well, I couldn't leave Lexi out there to fend for herself, and I couldn't very well lag on her, could I?
Possibly not. But you could have tried to talk her into giving herself up. That way, neither of you would be in this mess.
Yeah, well, I know that's the sensible thing to do, but... Well, hell, we didn't count on Bassinger finding her and trying to kill her.
From what I hear, you and Patterson are alone in that opinion. Gee, I'm surprised you couldn't think of a more plausible story.
Except that it's the truth. Hell, somebody's got to believe
Wyndham.
us. The man's a maniac.
Superintendent Bassinger has a top record of arrests. Quite a policeman in his time, decorated 3 times, in fact.
Yeah, so I'm learning from the old chums. They're leaving me like rats from a sinking ship.
Not surprising, is it?
No, bloody typical. Hell, I didn't expect the police to listen. They look after their own every time. But can you help us?
I'd have to believe you first, wouldn't I?
Okay. Forget who he is, but think about the other things. Like this guy had inside information.
Go on.
That's the problem. The only other concrete thing we've got is his confession to Lexi that he'd killed Nora and she was going to be next.
Not much, is it?
But hell, it happened. We don't do something about this guy, he's going to kill the next person who escapes and God knows how many others after.
We don't have revolving doors in here, contrary to some people's opinion.
Yeah, not the only prison, though, is it? I mean, somebody's bound to get away from one of them sooner or later.
All right, tell me it all again. And be accurate. What is Bassinger supposed to have said?
You're nearly through. The women are complaining.
Oh, no worries. It's all systems go.
Blockage caused by anything unusual?
Nah, just normal wear and tear. Or would you like to have a look?
No, I wouldn't. Now, let's get a move on.
Yes, and I know you don't like being disturbed on a Sunday, Minister, but
Especially not on the basis of far-fetched accusations like this. Good God, man, the woman's a convicted criminal.
You're with respect, not all criminals are liars.
This one's already made a fool of you. I would have thought you'd be the last to go trusting her again.
But if what she says is true...
Too many ifs, Moran. Not on.
Call it instinct, then.
Would you like to be the one to have to tell the public of your so-called instincts proven wrong?
I understand that, but I've seen cases like this before in Vietnam. Somebody getting a distorted view of the
Moran,
facts.
this isn't Vietnam. It's a pleasant Sunday afternoon in Australia, and I'm enjoying an equally pleasant drink with friends. Some of those friends know Harry Bassinger very well. Now, take it from me. Wyndham duped you once and is obviously trying again.
All I am asking for is an investigation.
Which costs money. Now, I'll only say this once more. Your job is to govern a prison. If you want to keep it, I suggest you let the police handle the case.
He listened to me. I suppose that's some.
I wish I hadn't.
What do you mean?
It was your idea to get me out of this dump. If I hadn't listened to you, none of this would have happened.
You'd have been dead meat otherwise. Heavens, girl, it was to save your life.
Look, I was only gone a couple of hours when they sprung water. Oh, we've ended up okay.
Oh, but Jess couldn't have known that. I was all for you escaping as well.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't have listened to you either. Only good thing that happened was meeting Pocker. God only knows what's happened to her now.
I told you, Mabel will look after her. She'll be fine.
Yeah, forgot. It's me who's in the doghouse, isn't it?
She's right. Prison's no place for kids like you.
You did everything a friend could, Jess. Deep down, she knows that.
Geez, Jacko, I'm not bloody Kazali. Oh, Ta.
You have trouble flushing that.
Come again?
Tennis balls tend to get stuck in the S-bends.
You didn't tell the screws, did you?
No.
Good. That's two I owe you.
Oh, we all need a bit of escapism.
It's all right. If we were anywhere else, I'd shout you a beer.
Rita, there is something you'd do for me.
Of the time you got the police.
That's not what I meant. Look, could you convince the other women that I'm not a lagger or a screw? I'd like them to feel more comfortable when they talk to me. Well, do them good to have a friendly ear to bend. Someone from outside.
Oh, sure, if you want to put up with all their moaning.
Have you got any work to do?
Sorry, I forgot. You don't even take Sundays off, do you, Miss Ferguson?
Get that smirk off your face, Connors.
Hey, cop him. You want a promise or what?
Something smells wonderful. One good thing about being a free woman, I've improved my cooking no end. Mervyn better watch out. Oh, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. It's only for special occasions. The rest of the time it's crisp bread and tomato. Well, I'm sure Dan will appreciate it. Feels a bit strange, actually. It's a long time since I've gone to this much trouble for a male guest. Seems silly trying to impress someone. Oh, why not? Anyway, you're not trying to impress him, just trying to make him feel at home. Well, tell me more about him. I mean, what does he do in his spare time? What are his interests? I mean, outside motorbikes. Believe it or not, he's amazingly well read. Knows more about poetry and painting than I do. And he's a fan of French movies. He's quite a conversationalist when he gets going. Oh, he sounds wonderful. Where do I get one? Oh, it's early days yet. That's partly why I invited him over. We're both from such different backgrounds. I wanted to get to know him a bit better before I go getting involved in anything. Well, you know what they say about opposites attracting. Yes, I also remember the trouble Wally and I had trying to prove it. Life certainly hasn't been dull for you since you left Wentworth. No, but I won't pretend I don't miss the job sometimes. Does that mean you're having second thoughts? Occasionally. Well, we'd love to have you back. I mean, if that's what you decide. You, wouldn't like to stay on for dinner, would you, mate? Oh, and get in your way? No, thanks. Have a nice night.
Go on, do it.
Hey, Jess. Look, I reckon I shouldn't have said what I said.
Oh, forget it. I know how you feel. But it's Bassinger we should be getting at, not each other.
Bloody bugger. I mean, he's got the whole world on his side.
True. But there's still Arthur.
Who the hell's Arthur?
Is he a lawyer or something?
Not quite. But he might just find a way of tripping up our public hero.
What is he, a magician?
No, he's an old contact. I could get him to organise a private detective to follow Bassinger. Wait until he makes a mistake. He's bound to, eventually.
Could take ages.
Hey, how about we help Kelly to escape? You know, give Bassinger someone to go after. We might even get to it before the private eye catches him. Just an idea.
Hello, Alice.
Are you mad or something? You're not supposed to talk to me. I'm in Coventry.
Well, you're also a human being.
Yeah, well, tell that to...
Geez, now you're 40, she is.
I think the way we're treating you isn't fair, and I want to help out.
Having a nice little chat, are we?
Well, there's no harm in talking, is there?
Yeah, when she's in Coventry.
Now, look,
No,
Gina,
you look. I say she's in Coventry, I mean it. Now, shove off.
Can't we talk about this?
Too bloody right we will. Later.
Oh, watch out, Chuck!
Here, get this into you. Hey, Muttonhead, coffee.
Oh, thanks. Oh, yuck, what's in it?
Thick sugar's even stirred it for you.
Very funny.
Oh, you're in a bad enough mood. I thought I'd sweeten you up.
I'm not in a bad mood.
Well, you're not exactly Happy Hammond either. Well, at least I got a reaction. Give it here, I'll make you another one. All right, what is it? Jules, are you listening?
What?
What's up?
Stop pretending you saw him.
Who?
Steve and that girl.
Yeah. Great car, eh? Always wanted a sports. Oh, come on, Chook. It could have been anyone come to pick him up, next to a neighbour or something.
He kissed her, and she was gorgeous. Just the sort of girl you'd expect him to be with.
Stop jumping to conclusions.
Talk about a fantasy. I must have been out of my mind to think he'd even look at me.
Well, he has looked at you.
No, she'd be the right sort of girl for him. Got class and breeding, probably went to the right school, be able to help him with his career.
Oh, and you wouldn't, I suppose. Oh, come on, Chook. A girl like that usually hasn't got a brain in a bloody head.
Then you do think she's gorgeous.
Who won the beauty contest?
Oh, Wentworth Detention Centre beauty contest. Big deal. After you spent 3 hours doing me up, I only won it because you weren't in it. I bet that girl doesn't even need any makeup.
Oh, come on, Chook. Stop putting yourself down. No bloody bloke's worth it. Anyway, we all love you. You've got to believe it.
Yeah.
Well, you can imagine the looks when their new parish minister turned out to be the bikie they saw heading in on the Honda.
Not exactly orthodox, especially for a country town.
Oh, well, like the country. Good people. Easy pace. Mind you, it got a bit bumpy at times. It's not just the roads.
You mean they found it hard to accept you?
Well, it was just hard for some to accept I wasn't going to sit back and be the pious, soft-spoken Bible basher. I mean, it's all very well for solid citizens to make noises about youth unemployment, to actually get off their butts and do something about it. Took some doing. They're just all talk, no action, most of them.
Sounds as though you ruffled a few feathers.
Well, that's about when the complaints started. I got these please explain messages from head office, so I did. They didn't buy it, so it was back to the big smoke for Dan and his Honda. Mind you, I left a few friends behind, including one very special one. But a long time ago.
Been anyone since then?
No one special. Are you expecting something?
Hi, Anne. It's me.
Ben.
Hi.
Ben.
Someone's in a good humour. Oh, Meg. I'm glad that was you that called me. Do you know, I have never been able to waltz properly.
Well, why the sudden worry?
Well, it's Mervyn. He wants a traditional wedding and... Oh, Meg, I'm dreading the bridal waltz. You see, he's such a good dancer and, well, I've just never been able to do it properly.
But you're so good at tap.
Yes, well, you tell my feet that. Every time I try to do something different, they just go mad. Perhaps if I drew diagrams on the floor.
Oh, no, there's no need for that. I'll give you a quick lesson.
Oh, really?
Now, stand by my side.
Oh, right.
And we'll lead off on the right.
On the right
Just
foot.
Right.
Right.
1, 2, 3. No,
One.
opposite feet. We have to go off to the left then.
Oh,
Opposite.
right.
Now, we'll
All
start
right.
on the left foot. This
On
way.
the left.
Oh, right.
Left, 2, 3, right, 2, 3, left,
There
2,
you are.
3. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh, perhaps I'll be able to.
Maybe I should come back later.
Oh, no, Miss Ferguson. Meg was just showing me how to waltz.
Listen, you're quite good at it too. I don't know what you're worried about.
Thought everybody could waltz.
Oh, I suppose you're an expert in that field too, are you, Jane?
Actually, yes. The Major always believed a woman should be able to deport herself properly on the dance floor. I've got a number of trophies to show that I did rather well. Good night.
I wish you'd told me. I would have met you at the airport.
We wanted to surprise you. We certainly accomplished that.
I don't think you were the only one, somehow.
You were certainly the last people I expected to see. I thought you were planning on staying in England.
Oh, we still are, but there were so many things to tidy up here. It was just as easy to come back for a few weeks.
And I was worried about my favourite mother.
Worried?
Yes, your letters. I knew something was wrong. When you said you'd left the prison, I got a real shock.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound as bad as that.
Look, if you don't mind, I think I'll hit the road. You've got a lot to catch up on.
Yes, we certainly have. It was nice meeting you, Mr. Moulton.
Oh, Dan, please.
That's your bike outside?
Yeah. Into bikes?
Used to be once. Looks pretty powerful.
It is, believe me.
You mean you actually rode that thing?
Yes, I was terrified at first, but not anymore.
Come on, Pip. I think that coffee's ready outside. Sure you wouldn't like a cup before you go, Dan?
No. Thanks again, mate.
Come on.
Yes, Emma.
I am sorry.
Don't be. I quite understand. Thanks again for a great dinner. And even if it did leave me with an appetite.
See you again tomorrow.
I'll call you in the morning.
It is good to see you. It really is.
Even when I'm a party pooper?
Even then.
Have you known Dan for long?
No, not really. I met him at the prison just before I left.
Ben was right. We did get a bit of a shock when we first walked in.
I noticed. But he really is a very nice man.
And he's a bikie. He's not one of those bastards who ruined my wedding, is he?
No, he isn't. He's a minister who happens to work with bikies and is doing a damn good job of it too.
Coffee's not quite ready yet. I'm sorry, it's all right if we stay the night, isn't it?
I took it for granted. I'll get the spare room ready.
What's going on?
Oh, Ben, I'm really worried about her.
Come on, Pip. She's old enough to take care of herself.
Then why would she throw in a job and start going out with someone like that?
Perhaps because he's a nice guy.
That's debatable. Thank God we came back when we did. She's obviously going through some sort of crisis.
You wet the bed.
Oh, put a sock in it, Kelly.
Rack off, Patterson.
For you today. Why don't you all shut up so I can get some sleep?
Won't make any difference. Porky used to be as ugly as ever.
If you don't shut up, Kelly, I'm going to punch your head in.
Oh, yes, Miss Connors. No, Miss Connors. 3 bags full of crap, Miss Connors.
I reckon you're wasting your time praying in here.
What's the alternative? Punching people's heads in?
Well, at least it gets you quicker results and you don't have to go around crawling on your knees every night.
Well, it's easier if you're bigger than everyone else.
What's that supposed to mean?
Since you've been top dog, you're sounding just like Lou Kelly.
So what do you want me to do? Go around giving sermons on peace and love?
No, of course not, but you shouldn't have to bash people to make them agree with you.
I've never done that.
Well, you sounded pretty angry when I talked to Alice this afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's different. What's the point of putting her in Coventry if you're going to talk to her? The gang's got to stick together.
Not if people are getting hurt. And if that's what the gang means, I don't want to be in it.
Suit yourself?
Oh, now, don't get offended, Rita. I'm really glad you're top dog. And you are my friend as well, but I have to do what I think is right, no matter what other people think. Otherwise, there's no point. Good night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know it's only lunchtime in London, but I'm ready for bed. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. You two must be exhausted.
I'll leave that, honey. I'll do that in a minute. You go to bed.
No, I'm not even going to argue with you.
Oh, that's a change.
No.
Night, night.
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 That's to remind you I love you too.
As if I needed reminding. Marriage doesn't seem to have come between you two.
No, I still have to put him in his place every now and then.
I can imagine.
Anna, it looks like I have to start on you now before I go back to London.
Pippa.
And it's okay, we all end up in a mess every now and then. Leave it to me, I'll fix everything. Night, night.
Sunday night. Whatever happened to time off?
I came in because of this Wyndham business.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Take a seat. I wanted to see you to ask your advice. Well, don't look so surprised.
I'm not. It's just that...
Have you had much to do with the minister?
James Dwyer? A little.
After I spoke to Wyndham, I phoned him and told him that I believed her. No hard evidence, of course, just a gut feeling.
And what did he say?
Not to waste his time, cut and dried case as far as he's concerned.
Sounds typical. But he hasn't convinced you.
Nope.
This passenger was pretty high up, wasn't he?
Superintendent. And highly regarded. But I've seen bigger brass crack under the strain.
But it's his word against a prisoner's. Now, if Wyndham is determined to fight this, they'll need a damn good lawyer.
Tried that. Nobody wants to touch it. That's the problem. I'd like to see you get justice, but how do we go about it?
Without Dwyer hearing about it. And he doesn't like his word questioned, Bob.
Made that very clear.
You know, Wyndham must have a lot of contacts on the outside from her professional days. How about extending her visiting rights? And perhaps she'll be able to find someone who could get onto it for her. Also keeps you out of the firing line.
Thank you. I think you've just saved me from a sleepless night.
And you look as though you could do without that.
You really do worry, don't you, Meg? Well, don't. I'm going home right now. Don't tell me you've got problems, too. All right, let's have it.
Well, I didn't know whether to tell you or not, but I saw Anne Reynolds today. She's thinking about coming back as governor.
I see.
Just thought I ought to let you know.
Oh, well, thanks, Meg.
Anne.
Hello.
Oh, this'll keep the flies away. Yeah, I lurched do us all a favour.
Come on, you two haven't got all day.
What's the big hurry?
Oh, Mabel's coming. Got to get myself organised.
Watch it, girl. She's getting herself into a tease over a female.
Maybe I was right after all. Don't you be tricky.
Hey, you reckon she'll bring Pocker?
Oh, proud of her.
Jeez, I miss that little bugger, eh? Oh, come on, Jules. Still got the Steve Ryan blues, eh?
Bloody men, eh? Sometimes I wonder if they're worth it.
Told you, girl. She's on the turn.
Hey, Graham, haven't you heard? Your boyfriend's kinky. He gets it off hanging around toilets.
Shut up, Kelly! Look, don't you listen to her, Chook.
You better watch it, Patterson. You'll get bashed. You're not supposed to talk to me, remember?
What the hell are you doing? So much hot air coming out of that cubicle, I thought I'd cool it down a bit, eh, lads?
Oh, gutless one, that'd be right.
That's enough, Kelly. Now, what's all the noise about?
It wasn't me who started it.
It was your voice I heard, and if I hear it again, you'll be on a charge. Now, hurry up, the lot of you.
Bitches.
Better behave, girls. We don't want to get Lou into any more trouble.
Good morning.
Sorry. Didn't mean to disturb you.
Can't think of anything I'd like more.
Do you always get up so early?
Habit. All those early morning services in Moondanaga.
Is that Tai Chi?
Yeah. Helps me relax.
Perhaps you better try some Mbongo.
That'll take some doing. Would you like some breakfast? I should warn you, I'm not that good a cook.
Actually, I think I better be going.
Oh, I'm not that bad.
No, it's not that. Ben and Pippa will wonder where I am.
I thought it was daughters who were supposed to sneak home so mother wouldn't find out. Feeling guilty?
I know it's silly, but...
Enough said. Can I see you again tonight?
I'd better leave or this could go on forever.
That'd be terrible.
G'day, Harry.
Frightened the life out of me. How are you?
Oh, not bad. Yourself?
Fighting fit. Just trying to do a few of the household chores.
Keeping busy elsewhere too, I see.
Pardon?
I read all that stuff in the paper about those women you caught. Good work, mate.
Not the way they saw it.
No. Good, you'd think they could have come up with a better story than that. How'd they expect anyone to believe them?
Who knows how their minds work, Andy?
True. Well, better get on with it. Get your autograph later.
What do you want? Oh, I thought you might like someone to talk to.
You mad or something? Well, what if Rita sees you?
Well, I'll take the chance.
Yeah, well, thanks anyway, but I don't want no more trouble.
All right, but the offer stays open, whether Rita likes it or not.
Look, why are you doing this after what I done to you in the riot?
Well, I don't think you're as bad as the others make out, and I might be mistaken, but I think you just got mixed up with the wrong person.
Meaning who?
I wasn't talking to you.
Well, there's no point talking to Dogface. She ain't got a brain.
I don't agree with you, Lou.
No? And I'm the wrong person to get mixed up with, am I? Leave her alone. Says who? Says me.
You better clear off.
Why didn't you stick up for me in the shower block?
Because you're not worth it. You keep getting me into trouble.
Some partner you turned out to be.
I told you, you were not partners anymore.
Suits me fine.
Don't you go hurting Nancy either.
Oh. Getting all pally, are we?
Yeah, well, she's the only decent one in this place. You hurt her and I'll thump you.
Oh, yeah? Well, when I'm top dog again, you're going to be the one that's getting the thumping.
Yeah? You'll be waiting a bloody long time. Let's face it, Lou, you've had it!
Good morning.
I thought you'd be asleep for ages.
Ben's dead to the world. I've been up for a while.
Hungry?
No, I'll grab something a little later.
I need a cup of tea.
You spent the night with him, didn't you?
If you're referring to Dan, yes, I did.
And don't you realise you're making a complete fool of yourself? For God's sake, he's a bikie.
I see. It's all right for you to break up families and bring home Japanese businessmen, but if poor old mother doesn't fit the mold, it's a different story.
Of course not.
Then let me make my own mistakes, Pippa.
I was only trying to help.
Then I suggest you make the time to see past the leather jacket and the bike. Then you might see him for the sort of person he really is. That would help both of us.
Are you in love with him?
Yes, I think I am. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, and I am not going to make excuses for the way I feel to you or anyone else.
No, I got further than that. We entered the state championships one year and just missed out on the title.
Good, you must have been quite a pair.
I need to sound so surprised.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean... What made you give it up?
Oh, well, the partner decided to go modern and I wasn't interested in that. So he found another partner and I just gave it away.
It's a shame.
Sorry if I'm boring you.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Joan. It's just that I was feeling the effects of all these double shifts lately. The sooner Jan gets over the flu and comes back, the better.
I see they've got Kelly down for the laundry.
Yes, Moran wants to keep her in there with Connors.
Likes trouble, does he?
No, he just wants to make an example of her in front of the other women. It's up to us to see that there isn't any trouble.
Yeah, that'd be right. He plays the games and we do the work.
It's a rat face and ugly now. Who would have thought?
Grow up, Connors.
Yeah, sure. Keep the noise down, please, ladies.
Behave like animals, you'll be treated like animals.
As if we weren't already.
You keep a civil tongue in your head, Wyndham, you'll be here for keeps this time.
She's not breaking any rules, Joan.
Well, the governor's just arrived and he's furious.
Well, what about?
Well, he didn't say. He just wants to see all the officers individually.
I hope nothing's wrong.
Well, so do I. But he wants to see you first, Miss Ferguson, as soon as muster's over.
So, well, What do you reckon all the whispering was about?
Well, the freak didn't look too happy, did she?
How about you let Jules do Skip? You never know who she might bump into.
Good idea. I've got another little job for you, too.
Yeah, well, don't forget the freak will be watching.
So Steve. Yeah, well, don't race him off today, Chuck. Because I want all those tins up there washed out. They can come in very useful. What the hell for?
You're going to start brewing the grub.
Yep.
You're kidding.
Yep. Right here under the screws' noses. Too right. Uh-oh, girls, get on the gas masks.
Ha ha, very funny.
If she tweaks, she'll make sure the screws find out.
Well, you two load the tins into the skip after you get busy.
Rack off, Corky. I'm working it today.
Like hell, ya.
Jessie works the sewing machine. I've got another little job for you.
Oh, yeah, look at the floor clean, I suppose.
No, that's tomorrow. Today you get to wash all the puppy nappies from maternity starting now.
Get nicked.
You don't, you'll be wearing them, Lou.
At least now you can see what happens to little kids when they get too full of themselves.
And I won't have officers backstabbing me to the press.
It might help if I knew what you were talking about.
An officer from Wentworth Detention Centre is quoted as saying, she believes the new governor was duped by Wyndham into agreeing to their early release. He's also being far too soft on prisoners in light of the recent violence at the prison. Sound familiar?
Very, but it wasn't me who spoke to the press.
No.
Yes, and I object to being the first one accused whenever anything goes wrong.
I plan to talk to all the officers.
Oh, I see. I just happen to be the first in line. Hmm?
Now you're being paranoid, Miss
Well,
Ferguson.
we'll see if the union agrees. You've had it in for me ever since you took over, Moran.
Rubbish. Moran, put him on. Yes, Minister. Yes, I have. No, I understand, and I'll be happy to. Thank you for letting me know. Well, since you're the first to be accused of everything, Miss Ferguson, you might as well be first to know that Mrs. Reynolds is returning as governor.
I see.
Tell Mrs. Morris I want to see her.
Certainly.
All right, Etty, I'll call you. Bye. Well, I'm glad I got that all sorted out.
Problems?
Only trying to get my message across, but I think she believes me now.
I'm really glad you're going back.
So am I. Now I've finally made the decision. I'm really looking forward to it. You sure you won't change your minds and stay?
Definitely. Just think, an air-conditioned, fully serviced apartment and no arguments, I hope.
Ben, don't be awful. Not arguing anymore, are we, Anne?
Would we do that?
Anyway, we'll be around here for dinner so often you won't even know we're gone.
When do you start work?
Well, I've already spoken to the minister and he's happy for me to start straight away.
Today?
Why not?
You know, that really is good news.
Yeah, well, I don't think Moran's too pleased about it.
Oh, no, I hadn't thought of that. Still, I expect he'll be transferred to another prison. He might even get a governorship somewhere else. You know, I'll be sorry to see him go. He's quite nice once you get to know him.
Well, then you'll be pleased to know that he isn't going anywhere.
Oh, come on, Meg. He wouldn't be satisfied being demoted from governor just to an ordinary officer.
What about deputy governor?
But you are deputy governor?
Was.
But they can't do
I'm
that.
afraid they just did.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too. When morning comes around, last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too. When morning comes around.